Very good morning to you.
Thank you very much.
Pretty impressive CV there.
Ah.
Maths.
Yes.
Incredibly important.
Very.
It doesn't seem as though we're cracking it at the moment. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, the issue is that it's sad that Umalusi is giving us the same story every year. We, from where I'm sitting, we need to hear a different story. Perhaps we should be looking at the teachers of the learners, of the top mathematics learners of this year. What is it that they do differently that other teachers don't do?
Yeah.
And so that the other teachers can say, maybe I can try that, maybe that. We also hear about mathematics when randomly NGOs, perhaps some organizations, give teachers tests and they tell us how badly they perform. So we seem to be very good as a country at telling our bad story. And I'm looking for the stories that work, because there are good stories in this country. So what stories work? What makes mathematics education work in some schools and not in other schools? And I'm looking. So I'm, of course, I'm disappointed. I read the report that came out, and the issue that there's more learners are going to maths literacy rather than mathematics. We've known that over the years, and what Umalusi is telling us is that that's remaining constant. It's not changing. So what are we going to do about it? It's also what we're not hearing. What are other schools who are managing to do this doing about it? We know that many schools turn their children from mathematics, their learners from mathematics to math literacy, because they want overall results of the school to look good.
Right, so focusing on the school rather than the students and their needs.
Exactly.
What sort of impact does that have on the student and this country as a whole?
I mean, what that means is that we do not have enough number of students who can go into science, engineering and technology. And that means there's a limitation in terms of innovation, and that means, there's a knock-on effect in terms of, how many engineers to be produced, and the impact on the country and the impact on the economy. So this has got a knock-on effect. At the moment, it just looks like it's just matric. And of course, all those students who pass mathematics, we also don't know whether all of them are going to go into science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. They might go into something else.
Do you think a good enough sales job has been done in this area?
Well, we try. The problem, Jane, is that in our country, we have normalized this narrative that mathematics is difficult and so it is okay not to do well in it. You hear politicians say it easily. Leading business people say it easily. Leading people, public figures in the country say it easily. And I've always said, if you don't have anything good to say about mathematics, then don't say anything at all. So that's number. But number two is that in our country, we don't value excellence as much as we should. There's always excuses for why we shouldn't value excellence. You've got to make everyone show up. It's almost like if you value excellence, you shaming other people and so on and so on. So my view is that we've got to emphasize the importance of excellence in all we do, not only in mathematics, in history, in isiZulu, in service delivery, in whatever you do. Go for excellence, because that's what's going to put us up there.
I mean, other than going for excellence, I mean, your success as a student and your career, I mean, what would you advise students, and should every student be aiming for university?
Not really. Not every learner is going to go to university. Many children are not going to go to university, but there are many other opportunities that they will do. But I want to talk to those who go to university and those who have obtained distinctions. There are many who will go to university, and a matric success doesn't necessarily mean you will easily succeed at university. University is a completely different environment. The matric success is just a key to the door into starting your career. What you do beyond that is your business. So from now on, if they haven't done it, they've got to take their own careers, their own success as their own business. It's not the government's business, it's not the university's business, it's not your parents' business, it's your business. What are you going to do? You're going to have to work much harder. You're going to be in the same class with people who are as bright as you are, or even better. So you're going to have to maintain your intellectual confidence, because a little shake up and you lose your intellectual confidence, you think you are not meant for university education. So you're going to have to keep that going.
And no time for excuses, as you say.
No time for
because
excuses.
It's only up to you.
It's only up to you. And you don't want to regret 20 years from now if you're going to mess up this opportunity. There are many learners who went into university last year. This time we were celebrating them. And now their parents are saying, well, they failed everything. And then they have to restart. And that's not easy at all. So take this as your moment of power, because you're going to need this moment of power to remind yourself of how capable you are. But you're going to have to work extra hard to succeed in whatever you do beyond matric.
So what is your desire to see in the next sort of decade as far as South African students leaving matric, going into university is concerned?
I mean, I would like to see much more academically empowered matric students who know what they want to do, and they can craft their curriculum. They can get to a point where they say, well, I don't only want physics, I want to do computer science, and I also want to do finance. I want them together. Can the university get that, they act together to allow me to do this? I think the challenges of the future and the skills that are needed for the future will need students who do that. We at UCT give students an opportunity to do that. And that's why our graduate employability stats are so high. It's because there's a possibility for students to have a curriculum that allows them to develop their critical thinking skills, their emotional intelligence, and so they're much better prepared for the world of work. And so I hope that we get learners who actually, if a university doesn't do that, are much more empowered to demand that they do it. They get out of university with an entrepreneurial mindset, that they don't just get out and think that someone has to do something for them. They get out there, even if they get the job and they say, I'm the CEO of this little enterprise, that's my job, and how am I going to make it grow, succeed? Because if it does, I will too. It's not just for the companies, for me too. And so that we don't have graduates or who look for someone to do something for them, but they can make things happen, whether they are employed by someone or self-employed.
Great talking to you and wonderful advice.
Thank you very much, Jane.